Ecosystem I choose was the marine ecosystem that is in Cancun and Holbox. And the topics I'm gonna talk about is energy flow, the fauna and the flora, symbiosis, and explaining how sustainability and tourism affect this ecosystem. Well, first talking about energy flow, we could see this when the sun gives energy by photosynthesis to the algae. Then the algae gives food to certain kinds of fish and animals. Then these fish at a time serve as food for other consumers such as sharks or bigger fishes. And also a huge amount of food is in the ocean that it's called phytoplankton. These bacteria are very important in the sea because they give nutrients and food to all small and big fishes, and they serve as food for whales. Well, some animals we could find in Cancun are sea turtles, stripes, tiger sharks, small fish, cardmen, corals, fish, crabs, and small animals. Also, some animals that are in Cancun are from both ecosystems are amphibious. And well, according to the topic of animals, I'm gonna explain one type of symbiosis that it is in Cancun. And this type of symbiosis is the most common in this ecosystem. The symbiosis is the one that exists in the manta ray and remora. The remora is a little fish that eats all the bacteria and dead skin of the manta ray, and also eats the food that the manta ray is eating. So the remora serves to eliminate all the bacteria and some diseases of the manta ray. So they both give benefits to each other. Well, Cancun has different ecosystems, and one of the main ones are the coral reefs. We can find that they are very rich and varied ecosystem. This is mainly characterized by the reefs. Well, all the reefs in Cancun are one type of characteristic of the Mexican Caribbean Sea, especially in Cancun. So reefs are not only important for maintaining the health of the marine ecosystem, because they are a very important part of it, but they are also more than 33% of all the marine species in the planet. The most diverse flora coexist in harmony with all creatures of all kinds in the coral reefs. In Cancun, the most common coral reefs and the most imposing presence of these reefs is the Great Mayan Reef. That is one of the greatest natural wonders of the world, and it is part of the Mesoamerican reef systems. Another ecosystem that is very present in Cancun are the mangroves. The mangroves nowadays represent an important natural reserve for the ecosystem in Cancun. Mangroves have a great variety of native fauna species, and they serve mainly for preservation and care. Mangroves are especially suited for carbon capture because they pile most of the carbon of the ocean area and the ocean floor, while terrestrial forests keep most of it in trees and branches. Both mangroves and terrestrial forests put down roots and drop leaves, but the mangroves do it beneath them. They do it underground. So as does the level of the sea increases, the mangrove will increase, and it have been there for thousands of years. Mangroves are a type of wetland, and one ecosystem service that wetlands provide is the filtration. They extract unwanted elements from water passing into them, so that water passing out of them is relatively pure and clean. Chief among these unwanted elements are agricultural nutrients, such as fertilizers or things used to clean the water. So we could see that mangroves are the ones that are in charge of cleaning all the bacteria and the unwanted nutrients in the water. So they are an essential part of Cancun ecosystems. Now I'm going to talk about all the ecological impact that tourism has caused in Cancun. Well, the ecological impact of tourism in Cancun is very complex to explain in nature, because we have to talk about interrelationships between ecosystems. All the constructions of tourist infrastructure such as hotels, roads, resorts, airports have been accompanied by extensive deforestation, the destruction of coral reefs, the destruction of mangroves, and filling of wetlands or areas. That means to fill some areas with polluted water. So very little importance is being placed to this problem, because mangrove forests are often cut down or dredged for the tourism development since 2009. So the emphasis of this was not placed on the fact that these ecological systems are independent, and the destruction of one would lead to a significant ecological degradation for the others. This means that if we destruct one of these ecosystems, it will affect the whole sustainability of the place in Cancun. And so, to give an example, wetland areas and mangroves remove nutrients and restrict the rapid flow of fresh water into the marine environment, and this helps to create the special conditions that are ideal for the development of coral reefs. So if we manipulate these mangroves, it will directly affect the coral reefs, because the salt water will filtrate into the ocean. And apart from affecting the coral reefs, the destruction of the wetlands also affect the nesting and feeding habitats of birds, marine species, and some other animals. All these will result in a marine and aquatic species reduction and on sand production, because if we disrupt these ecosystems, the sand production will decrease. So, to finish this topic, I am gonna talk about the population dynamics that is according to this theme. The population dynamics is how much abundance of species is according to the abundance of nutrients in a place. In Cancun there is still stability from species to nutrients, but according to what I have said about the tourism is eliminating those population dynamics and those abundance of nutrients. So it is destabilizing the sustainability in Cancun, because if tourism arrives to the hotels and to these areas, it will decrease the amount of resources needed to the species to grow. So we could see that coral reefs, fish, and all flora and fauna in Cancun is decreasing thanks to the deforestation and to the dismantlation of the natural areas.